news is getting heavy and harder to deal with. Very good. Real quick, Geno apparently made out with a man. Look at this. Geno made out with a guy. I'm looking for tapes. This is just an announcement looking for tapes here. Geno made out with a guy on ecstasy. Somebody was tweeting, this looks like a Geno fan. They said, speaking of ecstasy, I recall Geno Disconte telling a story about a time he took ecstasy and ended up making out with a dude. He won the gayest moment of the award, gayest moment on the podcast that day, even though Artie said blah, 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 blah. Can somebody find the tape of this? Does anybody know if this is true? Did he make out with a guy on E? Yikes. That is not allowed, by the way. You're never allowed to kiss a guy in any manner unless you're full gay. No such thing as being bi. No such thing as bi for try. Please. Somebody says, yes, I remember him talking about this. There's audio somewhere. Look at that. So this is true. He really did make out with a guy. That's why when I hear the tape to see if he's joking or not. But I can imagine it happening. You know, he's on ecstasy. He's letting his, he's losing himself. He came out of his body. He was running down the lobby. And then makes out with a fucking guy. Seriously, do not. Somebody says this, always have a bitch next to you while on MDMA. You shouldn't be that overtaken, okay? Even like the best roll shouldn't make you want to touch a guy, okay? If you're touching a guy on any drug, you're gay, bro. Drugs don't make you touch guys. Ever, 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 okay? I want everyone to know that. So if you ever like touched a guy on a drug and you're like, oh, that's okay because we were on. No. That's true gayness. The drugs do not. I've tried them all. They don't make you want to go anywhere near a guy. All right. Rogan did that once. Wow, look at that. We've got some amazing things here today. Have I been saying his name wrong this whole time? I've been saying Schwab. Is it Schwab? Uh-oh. We've got some great clips of him on a date coming up. Here, let's look at this. They said they found the Geno ecstasy audio. Let's see this. Suge Light says, Mike, here is the audio link of Geno. It's from 41 minutes to 42:30. So I got to back up. 41 minutes. Oh, this is from Artie Lang Uncensored. This is why I've never heard it. I never listened to Artie Lang Uncensored. 41 minutes, you say? So here's the story. Geno's going to talk about how he made out with a guy. This will not stand. This sickens me. Schwab. It is Schwab. No, it's Schwab. I don't know. Okay, let's see. He lies, he cheats, he deletes, he bombs. We're going to see. He also, remember I said this about Santino? We're going to learn something about Santino today, too. So look at this. He cheats, he deletes, he blocks, he lies. We're going to add a fifth one in there. He steals. I think we talked about this, too. He's a thief, and we've got some audio here. He's going to admit some of the stuff, talk about some of the stuff he's stolen in his day. Okay? Here it is. Artie Lang's Uncensored on the Radio Misfits podcast, number 18 with Geno Disconte. And Geno's going to talk about making out with a fucking guy. I hope this is real. Let's hear.
Aren't attracted to them, so they never came on to me. I never put myself in that situation. I did have some of the nicest times with women on ecstasy. It was a lot of fun. So I'll say that about Geno setting him up. With that, let's hear about Christian and you.
I want the whole story. Yeah. I don't do certain drugs because they freak me out, and I wanted to do ecstasy because I never had. This was like early 2000.
Oh my God, this sounds real. This is before Geno was just a completely blown out alcoholic mess where everything out of his mouth could be a joke. But this sounds real. He was afraid to do ecstasy. He did it. He's telling a real story. This is back in the day where people told real stories one-on-one. Uh-oh.
Lived up here a couple of years, but I used to go back to Delaware and do shows and stuff. So one time we're all hanging out and all of our buddies it's that perfect storm where everyone's hanging out. We hadn't hung out in ages.
Wow. This is a perfect, this is
perfect opportunity to make.
This is not show business, people. All your buddies.
No, and I had a girlfriend at the time and she was there. Do not misunderstand me. But
this is when people thought like admitting things on podcasts was cool. Because remember, Jim Norton started this thing where, oh, you just admit all these disgusting things about you, and people love it because it's because we had never heard anything like that. You know, you got to remember when Jim Norton was on the Opie and Anthony show on those XM days, and he would talk about stuff like, yeah, my friend, he would take out his dick, I would blow him. Like, we were blown away, not from those stories, but it was just because we had never heard anyone talking candidly like that before. Remember that? Before podcasting, when did you ever hear a story like that? Now it's so normal. We hear stories like this all the time. But back then, revealing, you know, right when all this podcast and radio was coming out, people were revealing machines. They started revealing all these stories thinking that's what people wanted. Nowadays, I think they wouldn't reveal as much, you know, because they'd get so dragged.
We were doing ecstasy.
I know.
Here it
I hear
is.
you.
And we're at a bar in Wilmington, and it was just like the guy was like friggin', we were all rubbing everything, and he just started, and it became a dare thing. And it wasn't like we made out for 20 minutes, but it was like I kissed him on the lips for like, it was a solid like
Right.
5-10 seconds. That was really it. But it wasn't like, oh my God, obviously not, but it was like, just do it to do it. But it was like kind of fucking just a wild thing.
I understand.
Whoa. He kissed a guy. I mean, come on. Geno kissed a guy, guys. This is crazy. Geno's kissed a guy. He's gay. This is not normal, by the way. I mean, I'm an ecstasy maniac. I've taken it more times than Jarul. And never once, ever gotten near a guy. Don't want to touch a guy. Ever. So he was saying he was being dared. Yeah, right. You don't dare on MDMA. It's not like you don't play funny games when you're on it. You know, you're very sincere. So this is really crazy, man.
Right.
5-10 seconds. That was really it. But it was
Wait. I want to hear this. Hear this one more time.
at a bar in Wilmington. And it was just like the guy was like friggin', we were all rubbing everything, and he just started, and it became a dare thing. And it wasn't like we made out for 20 minutes, but it was like I kissed him on the lips for like, it was a solid like 5-10 seconds. That was really it. But it was.
Oh my God, imagine him in pure ecstasy, in bliss, like really passionately going to a guy. Because he's on MDMA. It's not like he's joking around and drunk. No. He's like really feeling it. He was saying right before, like I heard some rumblings. He's like, you know, because we're like touching ourselves all over, you know, it's the drugs are really taking over. So he was like really feeling it and letting that MDMA take him for a wild ride. And then he passionately, oh my God, that is so sick. Like really close your eyes and imagine Geno like holding the guy's hand, like they're both holding their hands and going, Wow. Euphoric kissing. Yes, that's it. That's fucking sick. 5 to 10 seconds. Here, let's imagine that. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, even 3 seconds is so long. 10 seconds? Try counting to 10 seconds. 1. I don't even kiss Jules that long. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a fucking sesh. That is a makeout session. This is disgusting. He's a full-blown gay guy. And what's wrong with being gay when you're straight? Everything!
It wasn't like, oh my God, obviously not, but it was like, just do it to do it. But it was like kind of fucking just a wild thing.
I understand.
You know, and it was like, but trust me, like by the time I was done with that, whatever it's called, trip, or like my brain felt almost mushy and I was almost having a panic attack.
Right.
So it was like weird, but it was just like the thing to do. It's like, I'll do it.
How long did you make out?
No. It wasn't the thing to do. I'll do it. And why is Artie Lang allowing this? Look at that face. Yeah, tell me more about the makeout session. It's normal. Keep talking. Here he's going to ask him how, more about the kiss. Thank you. This is really, really fucking disgusting.
Panic attack.
Right.
So it was like weird, but it was just like the thing to do. It's like, I'll do it.
How long did you make out with the guy?
Probably like 5 seconds. But it was a solid kiss.
Wait, and now he's saying make out. How long did you make out with the guy? And he didn't interrupt. Oh, I didn't make out with him. It was just he didn't say that. He said 5 seconds. So Geno is agreeing verbally that he made out with a guy. This never happens. None of our fools make out with guys. First time. So this rocks.
How long did you make out with the guy?
Probably like 5 seconds. But it was a solid kiss.
All right. So tongue?
Yeah, there's probably tongue.
There was tongue. I'm almost overwhelmed here. I'm a little overwhelmed. I got to sit down. Mike, you're overheating. You know, put your iPhone out of the sun, Mike. Was there tongue? There was a little tongue. He made out with a guy with tongue. This is really happening here. This is not a joke. You could tell by how they're talking. There's no jokes here.
Solid kiss.
All right. So tongue?
Yeah, there's probably tongue.
Oh. All right, Dan, I can't wait to read Dan. I'll go. You're gonna back clean up here.
He hasn't called.
You know,
he hasn't called.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna confess it all now, but it has nothing to do with my thing.
What are you about to say?
But Rick Steves was the one that recommended where to get the ecstasy. It's in his book because he's a proponent of weed. And when we were in Amsterdam,
I thought he meant he got out of bed with Rick.
And the guy-
I've never heard this before. Oh, they said that's basically it. Okay. Good. Wow. So it's real. Geno kissed a guy. I wasn't going to even bring that. I'm so glad that I brought up that tweet because I'm like, it's just this tweet. I don't have any content to it. Maybe somebody will know. And they did. You guys did know. Thank you so much for that. That is an amazing clip. Geno kisses a guy. Wow. Man, you think you know somebody, huh? You think you know one of your enemies? Man, I feel betrayed. Let's see. It wasn't the thing to do, yes. Artie does more smack than Keith Richards and never kissed a guy exactly. And I feel bad. Anybody here, maybe somebody out there listening right now has kissed a guy. Don't do it. Don't screw around with a guy. Control your emotions. If you need to kiss somebody, run into the bathroom, kiss the mirror. It's the same thing. Okay? There it is.
Geno
All right.
is flat broke. Geno ain't got no money. Flat broke. He's always looking so damn crummy. Flat broke Geno. Ain't nobody think he's funny. He can't move out of the projects 'cause Geno is flat broke.